Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the JJ Show. Sorry, I'm running a little behind on the show this week. Had some stuff going on. Episode 23 starting off a little different today. I'd like to give a shout out to my cousin's company that he has. He does great work. I could definitely get you connected with him and get you, what type of work he does and everything. He does a lot of great jobs, but I want to show y'all something that absolutely touched my heart and soul yesterday. That's why I couldn't do a show yesterday. I couldn't. But I'd asked him to do a picture of my mom and dad after they passed. And it took some time, but it takes time for good work. And this man's work right here, let me tell you, will blow your mind. I'm going to share this with y'all. This is my mom. For y'all that know her, y'all know all about her and what she looked like, so y'all know. This is the old big guy. Dad, I miss you, my friend. But I want y'all to take a look at that. At the detail. And looks just like him. It's mind-blowing. And it was such a blessing. It was such a blessing. Man, you do some of the best work I've ever seen in my life. And I can thank you. I mean, there's nothing in this world that I could do that tell you how much of a blessing and how much that meant. But I want to advertise that for the show. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys today we are running a conspiracy theory day. We're going to talk about a few things, so everything's not going to be PG today. We will have some PG-13 in here, and we will have some things to discuss and talk about and get a good show going. So if y'all would like to, let's get it started.
Are y'all truly ready for this deep dive? Because it goes back decades. Didn't I just tell you last week that Apollo, Apollyon, Abaddon, Helios, Lucifer was coming back? Through the art she's making, what do you know, they're the same exact being. Hey, you remember when Marina Abramovich came out and said that Donald Trump was the highest ranking warlock in the world, basically? More on that in a second. So of course, posted himself as Jesus. He admitted it himself earlier today, but in the same image, he added something from the last time this was posted, and that was this creature, this thing right here. That's Apollo. Yes, in fact, the same exact deity that's on the arch. Some could call him Helios. Remember, Nero Caesar in the 1st century destroyed all the Christians there was, and he transformed into Apollo himself. He also had a mortal wound to the head by a sword. Y'all remember when Trump did not put his hand on the Bible? That was crazy. You know the parable of the goats and the sheep from the Bible, when the goats go to hell and the sheep go to heaven? We had this golden goat made for Trump with golden feet, golden horns. On the dollar bills it says, "In Trump we trust." Y'all think this is the first time he put his name in the place of God? It's not. Of course, he made himself to be the Pope, and this is the second time he posted his image of him being Jesus. The red vesture because it's dipped in blood like Revelation, for Jesus, the Alpha and the Omega. It's also odd because, inversion from the occult, but of course we see the magician wearing red and that same exact thing that Trump was wearing too. Again, Satan loves inversions. Marina Abramovich said that Trump was putting a spell on the entire world. Read this real quick. If Trump did something to my daughters, I would forgive him because Jesus calls me to forgive. True, but watch this. It'd be the holiest act of love I could ever choose, but I would still politically support him as my president. Yes. Brother, what? After he violated your daughter? Hold on. Now check this out. After he posted himself as Jesus, he posted Trump Tower. The Trump Tower is pretty significant itself on top of the moon. I've been telling y'all for years he's the moon child, was born right under the blood moon. The same one that Aleister Crowley started the rituals, I believe, in the 20s, going to the Babylon working in the 40s. Let me refresh your memory. The moon child will rule by liberty. And by liberty, he will destroy the Black Brotherhood. The Black Brotherhood to these demons is Christianity. He just happens to have the word of peace when they say peace and safety, a strong parallel. He's signing Bibles not just now, but in 2019 as well. This was a real picture published in the Time magazine, which, by the way, people are like, oh, he fell for the AI image. Of course it's an AI image. Who has to friggin' tell you it's an AI image if it's a cartoon? And for some reason, people have been seeing this beast, this Apollo, this Helios, this Abaddon, this Apollyon, this Lucifer, this Lightbringer in their dreams. If you've been watching me the last few years, then you're caught up. You know what I'm saying? I've been warning about all this stuff for years. If you're confused, the YT video is about to go up, and it goes a lot deeper, especially in the Trump Tower and the 666 Fifth Avenue. All you gotta do is search Real Moon Henry. But of course, don't mind me, shoot the messenger.
Alright, on these recordings and these conspiracy theories, I'm not sitting here saying I agree with all of them. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. Moon Henry's awesome. Definitely go check out his channel. He's got a lot of great content, and he breaks a lot of stuff down. It's amazing the work he does, and he knows a lot about the Bible. He does a lot of Christian stuff, but he also does a lot of conspiracy stuff. And he kind of ties them together, and it actually works very well. I enjoy his content every time I watch it, every day. He's on Facebook, he's on Twitter, he's on TikTok, he's on all those channels we love to watch, or apps that we all watch and all that. But as we're doing it, let's keep rolling with the show, and let's keep watching these videos and see what we run into. Alright, I'm doing a little more talking because I did a little boo-boo on this video. I told y'all I'm new to all this and getting familiar with it, but I didn't want a big black spot in the middle of my video because I had to cut something out. You enjoy the rest of the show. Hopefully y'all check out this information I'm putting out with, trying to share with you guys. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of strange things going on right now too. But on to the next, and sorry for the blank spots.
Eight conspiracy theories that turned out to be completely true. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1. The government admitted in 1995 that they conducted secret radiation experiments on U.S. citizens without consent for decades. Number 2. The CIA really did secretly dose Americans with LSD without their knowledge in Project MKUltra to study mind control techniques. Number 3. Big tobacco companies knew cigarettes caused cancer since the 1950s, but actively covered it up and lied for 50 years. Number 4. The FBI actually did spy on Martin Luther King Jr. and sent him letters trying to blackmail him into committing suicide. Number 5. The U.S. government deliberately infected hundreds of black men with syphilis in Tuskegee and watched them die without treatment for 40 years. Number 6. Pharmaceutical companies knew opioids were highly addictive, but bribed doctors to prescribe them anyway, creating the opioid epidemic. Number 7. The NSA was illegally spying on every American's phone calls, emails, and internet history, which Edward Snowden proved in 2013. Before I say the last one, make sure to hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 8. The Gulf of Tonkin incident that started the Vietnam War was completely fabricated, and the U.S. government admitted it was a lie decades later.
Now, hearing everything you just heard, now these are all declassified documents from our government, our own government. Can you imagine the stuff they're doing to us now? I remember back in 2007 when I first started getting into this conspiracy stuff, I started noticing the difference in the spraying of the planes because my dad worked on planes, and Dad would always show me contrails and stuff like that, but stuff started looking different. So I started looking crazy. And I started speaking up about it and talk to people about it. I was this crazy conspiracy theorist, the same that people call me today. I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. But then you can go to rainmaker.com if you don't believe me. Go look it up. You can literally go pay to make it rain around your property. It's insane. It's insane. But it's been going on for a long time. And what do we do about it? Nobody speaks up out of it. I think we're missing 5,000 pages of the 9/11 Commission. How'd Building 7 fall? I'm going to do a little 3-part series on that here in the coming weeks, too. I'm working on doing a little project on that because I got a lot of questions about that day. But I'd like to talk to a few people about it first before I go opening my mouth on here about anything that happened on that day. But look at those conspiracies. I mean, those ain't even conspiracies. Those are declassified documents from our own CIA. It's insane. And it's eye-opening. So they were doing this stuff to us back then. Imagine what they're doing to us without our knowledge now.
Okay, Operation Underground Storage has begun. All the vehicles are moving in. We got the families moving into place. This is the mine where we're going to be held up for months. We're preparing, man. I told you, we had to get ready for what was coming. So we've got our families and stuff. Food storage is good up. We're packed up pretty tight in here, but it's going to be good to go, man. You know what I mean? Better safe than sorry. So we're getting loaded up. Everybody's moving in. We have different families in different sections. Right on. You got to be prepared. We've reinforced this just in case of any blast up above. But we are literally under a mountain here. You got to be ready for what's to come, people. And we are. Right on. Like I said, we're packed in there a little bit tight. We're going to make this work. About 400 families down here. All right, here we go. Wish us luck. If you can, take cover while there's still time.
Now, as we talk about this, I've actually been inside one of these little mountains, but there were little businesses and stuff. It's absolutely insane, but there's so many. They go so far. They're so far underground and stuff. And now you heard that man say on that video that 400 families are already down there, already prepared. What does that 400 do? One or two things, run through my mind. You either, they know something we don't know, or they're just a bunch, there's 400 conspiracy theory families just decide to move into a mountain, and they're all packed in there and it's planned to be in there for the next couple months, and telling us up here above ground to get prepared. So, is it a bunch of conspiracy theories, or is it people that actually have some knowledge about the truth and been paying attention to what's going on, and prepared way ahead than what a lot of us are even close of doing? Don't know. But a lot of strange things are going on right now. A lot of strange things. But on to the next.
The music video for Father is filled with hidden messages, but here's one that I see no one really talking about. Let me explain. First, I gotta say, excuse me, I am in my robe, it's late night, but let's get it. Now, unless you live under a rock, you would see that this video came out, and a lot of people have been doing breakdown videos, but the one detail I haven't seen no one mention in the breakdown videos, right behind Kanye, there just so happened to be a younger version of him, and you're probably wondering, how do I know this is a younger version of Kanye? But when you look at the mother of the little boy, you will see she has a cat face, and you're probably wondering, how does that even connect? Hear me out, there's an ongoing joke on Reddit called the Donda Cat, and it's where there's a cat with the Donda vest. If that didn't convince you, this should. A couple days ago, a group visited Donda's house, and as you can see, there's nothing in that window. Well, that's because that picture is old, and more recently, there's been a cat spotted in the window. And people all over Twitter was talking about this. So when I seen this little boy and his mother who has a cat face, it was clear to me that that was Kanye and his mother, but it gets a little bit deeper. In the video, Baby Ye is playing with something. We're gonna call him Baby Ye. But yeah, he's playing with something in his hand that y'all probably don't recognize. You don't recognize it because they took all the colors away. He's playing with a Rubik's Cube. You're probably wondering, why did they take the the colors off the Rubik's Cube. If you remember the song Violent Crimes where Kanye talks about being a father, you would also remember these lines. They gotta repaint the colors. The lie is wearing off. Reality is upon us. Colors dripping off. Now at this point, the colors are past dripping off. They're completely gone. The jig is up, and that's exactly what we see in this video. The even crazier part is that no one realizes it except for the kid. Or at least he's the only one that's bothered by it. Let me show you. Our first sign of this is when the kid side-eyes the pastor who is swinging around a thurible with no smoke. If you're Catholic, you more than likely know what a thurible or a censer is, and there's usually smoke coming out of it. But in this case, there isn't any smoke. It's a facade. And the kid clearly knows that. We then have this moment that looks like a pageant winner entering the stage, and I can go deeper into this in another video. Let me know down in the comments. But you're probably wondering, where's Baby Ye? He is under the seat crawling to the front. Crawling to the front to do what? To blow one of the candles out that was on the altar. And as you can see, his mom is upset. Not only is she upset, but she apologizes to the pastor. And as she walks away, 2 astronauts walk in. The same astronauts that would then pull off Kanye's face, revealing that it was a mask and he was really an alien. What? Now, interesting enough, when this happens, only 2 people are staring at the camera. Fabio, aka Michael Jackson, and Baby Ye. I'm just not realizing that the alien / Ye is looking too. And it's almost as if they're looking at the camera like, bruh, y'all see this? Like, come on. This next part is actually one of my favorite parts because we see Travis walk in with 2 twins, right? And it looks like they're gonna get married and you got the wedding cake pulling up in the back. Baby Ye sees his opportunity to pretty much ruin this whole entire wedding and was like, all right, I'm gonna stand up, stick my foot out and trip the cake holder so we can ruin the whole thing. And he successfully does it too, but then we find out the cake is fake. And when you realize the cake is fake, you also realize the kid didn't really trip him. The cake holder purposefully did that. It's as if he was playing with the kid, you know? Pretty much showing him, oh yeah, we know it's fake. We all know this is fake, but we're all acting. Now in the last scene when the wedding is over and everybody's walking out, you can see the mom dragging the son with her as if he's about to go to somewhere he doesn't want to be. She also takes his Rubik's Cube. And like I mentioned before, there is so much more, such as the conversation that these 2 are having the entire time. So if you would like a part 2, let me know in the comments down below and don't forget to like and follow. Ran out.
I threw this one in here because these music videos are becoming stranger and stranger. And again, like he said, the symbolism, the different symbolism, especially if you understand the symbolism that they show and how they try to show it to us. You understand what was going on in this video. But one thing that's really weird to me and kind of creeps me out is the Michael Jackson thing. He seemed to appear a couple times since they said he passed. Now, was it really him? A body double? Probably a body double would be my first guess. Okay, but it just kind of strange that he keeps showing up in places. But that's just neither here or there. On to the final video of the day. I always like to throw something, my little inspirational guy in here. And I'm going to throw him in and share him on my way out. I hope everybody is having a blessed afternoon. And I'm going to try to get another video up for you guys today. And I'll surprise y'all with what it is when it starts. So this will be concluding the episode 23. Thank you all for joining me, and I will be announcing it on TikTok here in just a few minutes. Thank you very much. And thank you for all the likes, all the subscribes. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. Get it out there. Let them know that there's some guy out here that washes cars out back, out here doing videos, telling us some crazy stuff. That's me. Alright, y'all take care. God bless.
Because you're not seeking completion anymore, you're already complete. Now this sounds wonderful in theory, and in many ways it is. There's a tremendous freedom in not needing others to validate your existence. But there's also a price. And the price is this: you can no longer play the old game. You can no longer pretend that the theatrical performances of conventional romance are real. You can't fake being swept away when you see too clearly how the sweeping is done. This is where the loneliness comes in. Not the loneliness of being physically alone. That's easy. You can sit by yourself for hours and feel perfectly content. No, this is a different kind of loneliness. It's the loneliness of seeing through a game that everyone else still play. It's like being the only adult at a children's party. The children are having a wonderful time. They're completely absorbed in their games. But you can't join them. Not because you don't want to, but because you can't make yourself believe the games are real anymore. You meet someone. They're attractive. They're interesting. They seem to like you. And in the old days, this is where the story would begin. the story of pursuit and conquest, of longing and fulfillment, of two people finding each other in the vastness of the world. But now you see the story before it even starts. You see how it will unfold. The initial intoxication, the gradual revelation of flaws, the negotiation of needs, the slow recognition that neither of you can give the other what they're really looking for, because what they're looking for doesn't exist outside themselves. And so you hesitate, not out of fear, but out of clarity. You cannot walk into a trap when you see it so plainly. You cannot drink the poison when you know what's in the cup. And this hesitation, this inability to throw yourself into the old drama, it sets you apart. Others sense it. They feel that you're not playing by the usual rules, and it makes them uncomfortable, or it makes them curious, but either way, it creates distance. Here's what nobody tells you about awakening. It raises the standard. Before, you might have been content with someone who made you laugh, someone who found you attractive, someone who filled the evenings with conversation. But now, that's not enough. You're looking for something else, something that has no name in the usual vocabulary of romance. You're looking for someone who has also seen through the game, someone who knows they are already whole, someone who isn't trying to use you as a missing piece in their puzzle. Because only then can you meet each other as you actually are, not as fantasies or saviors or solutions to loneliness, but as two expressions of the same reality, two waves that have both realized their ocean. And here's the difficulty. Such people are rare, extraordinarily rare. Most people are still caught in the old story. They're still looking for their other half. They're still trying to build their identity through relationships. They're still playing the game with deadly seriousness. And you can't blame them for this. You played it too, until you didn't, until you saw through it. But the fact remains, the field has narrowed considerably. Where once there were many possibilities, now there are few. Where once you might have fallen in love with someone's smile, or their wit, or their way of moving through the world, now you need something more. You need them to be awake, or at least awakening. You need them to know what you know, to see what you see. And that severely limits the options. This is why so many spiritually awake people find themselves alone. Not because they can't love, but because they can't love in the old way anymore. They've outgrown it. Like a child who has learned to read and can no longer find satisfaction in picture books. The old stories don't work anymore. They need something more substantial, something real. And sometimes, often actually, that something real doesn't appear. Years go by, you meet people, you have conversations, you feel connections, but none of them go deep enough. None of them touch the place where you actually